Hello everybody, and welcome back to episode 37. Back here on Attingham, we have just finished our harvest of our own fields, and we were considering the idea of purchasing the harvest that we've leased, but a harvest contract has just come up, so because there is rain due at a certain point, we're going to attempt to see how long it's going to take to do this harvest. If I don't crash that into there. So if I don't, I already have. Now, if we just pop this here. Now, using our own equipment, obviously this is harvester is leased, but I'm hoping using our own shouldn't ruin a contract like we've had before, where we've lost all the, it's disappeared. Because if this does take a long time and I end up having to stop and pick it up another day after turning the game off, and I lose the contract, I'm going to be very annoyed. The throwout's actually quite good on that. I'm still really impressed with it for, I mean, 40 odd grand, I think. If you can pick up contracts with it, then 40 grand you could get the turbo, which is a higher horsepower. I think if you get that, you're sort of laughing in a way. You're going to make that back pretty quick. I seem to be missing a few bits as I'm going around there. This plucky 6 mile an hour. Right, so we're at the end. Yeah, this might take a while. Let's just head back and see. It's just dropping bits, or they might have been from the previous harvest. So its pickup's pretty good. I can't really knock the pickup because it's not the biggest, but it is doing the job. We'll just check that the auger trailer will collect, and then maybe it's not the sort of, if it's going to fill up that quick, it's not really something you can put somebody on to give you a hand with, but you might be able to put somebody on delivering it if yeah, you could harvest it and have somebody else deliver it. If you had a third trailer, which we have, we've got an 8,000 litre trailer which we could put someone in to deliver it through as well. This is going on. That is a pretty high possibility, really. That wood. It's a lovely bit of vintage work. On we go. Again, out in the fresh air. What are we on at? Say we started at about 2 o'clock. How long do you reckon it's going to take us till? I mean, we've definitely got to do a headland. We might have to keep doing the headland, in fact, as we can't get a strip without filling up the grain tank. That's the interesting thing with it. I was tempted to rent another harvester, but I think the cost of renting another harvester is gonna take the cost, the value of doing this contract. So maybe later on, if we get another one, then I might just lease one for the entirety of the summer. Maybe that bison, just to see how that works. It's got a 5,000 litre tank, which is a lot more for us, and we probably can take on harvesting contracts with a helper. I suppose we're going to be looking at contract wise, there's only one harvesting, still loads of baling. So obviously this is a baling map. Right, I'm going to carry on with this for a bit and I'll check back in with you soon, see where we're getting at. Potentially asking somebody to give us a hand just driving this backwards and forwards from the mill. Or the mill's pretty far away, isn't it? So yeah, maybe getting somebody to help with that. We are back. You may have noticed during the jump cut I got the wife in to help us on the combine. She's done a pretty good job. Missed this bit, but that's not to worry. There's a bigger trailer there I've gone a bit heavy. What I've decided is, because this is going to need refueling soon as well, and in order to try and hopefully get this done while it's still light, 30%, maybe not, we're probably going into night with this, but the money's gone down because we're paying for staff, and I've also had to pay the wife and the person that I tried to get to drive the Landy back from the watermill where we're dropping this off. He could not handle it and just sat in the middle of the road, so we had to pay him off and let him go. I've bought that 18,000 litre trailer that we had leased a while ago, because I'm thinking we potentially could get rid of the grey trailer, maybe turn the wood trailer back over if we need to put bales on it, so we could get some money back from that. And then I'm thinking I'm just going to attempt to, we've paid him £68 for that, for sitting in the road. I'm thinking we'll just sort of, in order to crack on with this field, we're coming into harvest season, so if we've got a bigger trailer, that's going to help us. I'm going to lease the other as soon as there's another contract come up for harvesting, because it's just too much of an opportunity to make money on. I'm going to lease it for majority of the summer. I think it will cost us, but it's cheap to run. We'll see if it's any good. If something happens and we have to change it, then you know we have to change it, but I think it's well worth doing as an option. So that's sort of where I'm at the minute. We'll carry on working through this field, see what we get it all dropped off. It's a long slog up to the watermill, but at least we've got ourselves an 18,000 litre trailer, which I'm hoping the Landy will be able to pull. Can't remember if it could or not. I've got a feeling it might have struggled, but the tractor, the Massey done alright bringing it back from the store, so I feel like that might be okay for it. As that just took all of that. Brilliant. I probably will get somebody else in to help out with this as well. I don't see why not. I don't see why it can't help us. That doesn't look very good, does it? The pipe on this isn't very long. I still love it, but I also don't know if it's practical enough for what we've got at the minute. However, for the sake of spending a little bit more money, should we, just get ourselves a bigger unit that's, I'd say it looks on paper as though it's almost pound for pound with the Rostel mash. Not convinced that it is, but we may as well give it a go. That's the whole point of leasing it, and give it a try, I suppose, isn't it? Can't see why it's not a sensible idea to try out. Right, let's pop somebody on to help us with this. Who will it be? This guy. And he looks like he's doing a good job. I'll jump into the yeah, that might need a bit of attention, but I mean, what are we looking at size wise? 8, 16, 34, over 40,000 litres worth on this field. I'm hoping that's going to hold us pretty good stead. For getting done what we need. Yeah, I think that should do us pretty well. The silo at the small holding is full, so I shall then be cracking on with getting that emptied because I want to get rid of it. I've got an idea for that space. We've got that many trailers though, we are going to have to maybe look at storage for things because we don't have a farm per se to store things on, do we? Also, look at this, I nearly spent 88 grand on something and then I missed it and this has popped up and it's 88 grand and it's just superb, isn't it? 205 horsepower to start with and we can get it up to 295. I'm so tempted, but I used a lot of class equipment on the last we're going to have to see how we go. We're pulling an 18,000 litre trailer, I suppose. And we might... potentially we might have to look at... we might have to look at a loan. Or moving a lot of those silage bales at the right time of year, depending on what we can get, or making a lot of seed. I think it's potentially something we've got to look at really. So see what we can raise. 80,000 it's not really something you can wait for another episode. You've got to sort of, we'll consider it while we're getting through this. I want to see how we get on with the 18,000 litres and either the Massey or the Landy. But yeah, for now, reconvened with you back when we've hopefully this field's cleared and these trailers are full. I think we should fit okay. Yeah, I think we should be able to do it. We have ourselves a situation. All the trailers are full. We haven't finished harvesting the field yet, and the fuel light is flashing. So I've got a little bit of an idea, and that is that maybe, yeah, maybe I can I don't know why I got so excited about that for. Maybe I can unload this grain tank here at the BGA. There's some diesel there. I can put a little bit of diesel in because we don't need it full of diesel. Hopefully I can go and finish the rest of it off, and it's not a full, I don't think it's a full grain tank, it's only a tiny bit, but in fact I think I know exactly how I can get rid of it. Maybe. Depends what field I've just harvested. Is it barley? It's wheat. Okay, that might work. Because isn't... Can I just not unload it here though? Yep. Just put it there then, I suppose. That does, doesn't it? That works. That's handy. I mean, it creates a job, but it's not the worst thing. I know it's dark, but you may notice this has took a real battering out on that. Now here's the question, do you think we can make it all the way through to... No, let's not test it too much. Only a little bit. Yeah, there you go. A little bit of diesel. Should bring us back into play. We can get the field finished. That's wheat. I'm sure one of those containers got wheat in it. I can just top it up with wheat. A foot to the floor, 15 mph. And I am impressed with it, but again it is a little bit of a foible for it, is that the tank and the engine, or diesel tank and grain tank, just can't last that long. As you know, with a lot of the vehicles we've got, they don't hold a lot. You're hammering them out for the entire day, you're going to go through a tank of fuel, aren't you? Especially hard economy, everything's set to be as it is. I still think for the money this is an absolute belter. I mean, it looks... I think it looks better now that it's got that sort of tired, rusted edge. The paint flecks have come off. Can't remember who the modder is that's made it, but they've done an absolute belter of a job. And you'll see exactly how small an amount we've got left in just a moment. I'm still considering giving the bison a run out. I think it's I think it's good for a number of reasons, but Yeah, I think this is just going to be the one grain tank's worth. The money has massively gone down from fuel costs to paying the helpers, and that's part and parcel, isn't it? I don't mind, to a point. I don't mind using a helper on a contract because I feel that you already know how much you're getting paid to do the contract, so you can almost budget to have help, and obviously you get a little bit of a bonus of anything left over. £341 litres. Let's pop this straight in the seed production. I mean, that's only a... How big is that field? 3 hectares, just over 3¼ hectares, so literally took a whole day for this to do it. But again, the drawback for it wasn't the width of the harvest, so to speak. It was the grain tank. Constantly having to, you got to pay somebody to drive this while you sit at the side collecting the grain, makes it a longer and actually more expensive a job, because we have spent a lot of money on those things being done. I'm just going to drop it on there. Just going to drop it with the rest of it. Not a lot, is it? We've got a scoop we can lift it with. It's a good bit of kit though, especially for the money. But it's making me rethink, are we going to be in a position to spend 90,000 on a tractor? Probably not. In fact, while you're still here, I'm not going to do too much in the dark. I'll wait till morning to do it. But just going to quickly switch to... That's not showing the grain. That's a shame. Hopefully that gets fixed. Let's see how... This is the biggest power that we've got, isn't it? 4710, yeah. That way and down. Let's just see how this gets on pulling this. Stay with me for a few minutes on this, because this will give us an indication as to whether we should be taking out a big loan. Do we need a bigger tractor yet? We haven't got a bigger field yet. You know, 80 or well, best part of 100 grand out on a new tractor just to pull one trailer doesn't make sense. It's a good investment in the long term, but how long is it going to take us to pay that back? And maybe every time we hit a new month, I should do a little recap on the finances for the last month. See how we're doing exactly. It's probably a good idea, that. Maybe something we'll look at. In fact, we'll drive this one up. Somebody coming that way, we've got time to get out. Maybe I had time to get out. Struggling a lot. Oops, done it again. Shouldn't use the indicators. Can't see with him like that. His main beam's shining straight through. It's pulling at 26, so it's not. No, it said it's top end. It's doing okay, which is... I can feel it struggling a bit, but it's not too bad. I've got a huge hilly terrain around here. Lost it a bit on the hill that way. Just build it up again on the way down here. So yeah, maybe it's not going to make too much sense to do it just yet. Although we need to look at mulching the two fields that we've got. I don't know what horsepower mulches will be. I'm sure there's one that's about 75 that's not too expensive. We'll give that a light lease once we've got the straw off. The other tractor can be upgraded up to 95 horsepower. So between the two of them we should be able to pull this. And enough farm equipment to keep us going where we're at the minute. Maybe if we get to the point where we've got the money to buy a bigger field, at that point maybe then we've got a... Oh, hold on, I spoke too soon. It's got up there, that's alright. Got beacons to tell everybody I'm farm vehicle moving slowly. Yeah, maybe once we've got a bigger field, we see how we get on for the sake of a year. I mean, it is twice the horsepower of the tractors we've got. But even if we sold one, we'd still be looking at £70,000 loan. And that's potentially going to take us ages to pay back. I don't really want to be taking a loan unless it's absolutely sort of essential, because you never know what's going to pop up in that sale. Yeah, this is struggling a little bit, but how far we got to move things? It's only a few minutes here, there and everywhere, isn't it? Still got the indicator on. Let's let it empty out first. And we'll see where we're at. We'll have a quick look at the finances for June, so we know how it 90% complete contract. Oh, not delivered. 61%. So we'll be there at some point. There's another 1, 2. About another 1.5 times this to drop off, so we should have a little bit left over. I'll do that off camera during the night. There's a couple of little bits before then though, and that is, we're going to nip to the store. Yeah, it pulls it perfectly fine on its own. I tried the landy on it. The weight just makes it pull up, as I think experienced before. I mean, if a high-powered Massey come into the sale, then we probably, for continuity, we'd have to take it, wouldn't we? Suddenly getting a class, as nice as it was. I really like the Landini, to be fair. I think the class can go up to about 265, maybe even higher, which is making me want it even more. But we've just got the small small bits available, sort of. We're going to be picking up contracts for people. We've got a fertiliser spreader, get my teeth in, a fertiliser spreader and a limer. I think that takes lime as well. And we can make lime, or we will be able to make lime from stones. And we're already making our own solid fertiliser from the digestate, which means we can knock out contracts like that. I mean, we might have enough off the bales that we've got to buy it, but I don't know if that's... I still might end up getting it, I don't know, it depends. While we're thinking ahead. Notch this boy back in. Even though we've just bought it, we're going to change the configuration of it, because it can be converted into a silage trailer. That's going to cost us change into that. Doesn't seem very fair. I paid for a toolbox on it. What does that do? There's more baling contracts coming in. This is mental. Now what's the point I'm paying for the... about 850 quid for the... Oh, what? No way. Stop it. What's the point on that bit? That's a bit of an all-rounder, that. No idea what that was for. But that's impressive. And what we'll use it for, but I like the option. Customize it to a It cost us 350 quid to change it to that, but it's done. No options now. But we're going to change it to that so we can put all the silage from the pit in there and transfer that over. I don't need that on, but I do. Oh, that's finished that already. Okay. Let's look at the finances for June. New vehicle, 17,500. Constructions. Livestock. Running car. What did we bring money in from? Property. That's pretty good. Contracts 32,000. The biogas has brought us 6,000 in. That's pretty much full for the month. Is 6,000. So 19,000 spent on miscellaneous, and we've already spent 2,000 this month on wages. Miscellaneous is stock from harvests. So we lost 10 grand last month, and we're down 35 grand this month. Most of the money is coming from contracts. So that tells us a lot. Right, so this needs to get to the small holding. Where we can fill it full of the silage from that clamp. I will probably see you in the morning once we've collected all the bits and bobs, and I'll show you what we're going to do with that silage clamp. Hopefully I can keep my teeth in for long enough to explain it to you. Just having a little break for a minute. We've been grafting on a late one because we've had the builders coming in. So give you a little bit of a quick show of what's been going on. I left the lights on to make it a bit easier to see till it's like Leonardo's fast asleep there. The contract's all finished. We've delivered everything off. We've moved all the silage out of the clamp that was here. A load of it's gone over to the BGA. We'll have to just work through that as well as we can do. A little bit left over, which is annoying, sitting in there. But the builders come and dropped a load of stuff off and started digging and getting away at their bits. That's not a seed production thing, don't worry about that. So they're going to be coming in as of tomorrow later on to crack on with what they've got to do. The clamper's completely gone, but hopefully something much more useful to the farm will be going in, and I'm hoping it will fit into this area. I certainly hope it will work. If not, well, I don't know, we've just spent a fortune on it, so. But as we're running towards the end of the episode, all that's left is for me to say I do hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, please drop us a like. If you'd like to leave a comment, then please do feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and stay up to date with all new content as they come out. Next episode should see what happens with this area. Something very interesting, I hope. The sheep are fast asleep. The sheep is... Look how tired the sheep are. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Shh. Shh. Sleep. Shh. And on that note, thank you ever so much for watching. Until the next episode.